Welcome to Listertainment, the channel whose name is just a giant lie. I think that in the history of boxing, there must have been hundreds of thousands of boxers that have competed professionally. But do you know how many of those fighters have been champions and then managed to retire without losing a single fight? Well, you probably already know that because that's the title of the video, but that number is 15. Only 15 fighters in the history of boxing have become world champions and then retired without losing a single time. That is an incredibly low number. If you like this video, please give it a like down below and subscribe. Also turn on those notifications and please let me know in the comments if you think that 15 undefeated champions is a lot or is it not that much. Dmitry Pirog was a boxer from Russia who was able to win 20 fights while having 15 knockouts. He had to retire early in 2012 due to back injuries, but he did become champion in 2010 in the middleweight division after beating the favorite Daniel Jacobs by knocking him out in the 5th round. He made a total of 3 title defenses before his untimely forced retirement. He was set on fighting Gennady Golovkin, but it never happened because of his back. What could have been?
Very good trainer this corner in Victor round. Very good. I don't want to say
right hand by Perot. Jacobs almost went down. Easily to American food. Didn't go to the Russian restaurant here in the hotel.
Yeah, his head was low, but I don't think it was intentional, and I don't think it was.
Oh, down goes Jacobs on a perfect right hand, and that may be that.
Pichit Simbakpachan, who was born in Thailand and fought in the flyweight division, was able to retire with a record of 24 wins with 18 knockouts. He retired 3 times, once in 1994 giving up his belt, but came back for 1 more fight in 1996, then again in 2000 for 2 more fights. He first became champion in 1992 and was able to make 5 successful title defenses before retiring for the first time and losing the belt. 3 of his fight title defenses were wins by knockout.
Everything he's throwing is hitting its target, and Blanco is covering up, and he's in trouble here. Oh, right hand! And Blanco collapses to the canvas.
Terry Marsh was a boxer from England who won his championship belt on his second to last fight and defended it once, before retiring with a record of 26 wins with 10 knockouts and 1 draw. He won the junior welterweight title in 2007 by defeating Joe Manley. The only knock against Marsh is that he didn't fight any elite fighters, but he did still become a champion. He now fights in the sport of chess boxing, where he has become the welterweight champion.
Trombone playing in the trade, isn't it? Although you actually use the right hand, but they call it trombone playing with a good left ear. Yeah, but I think, oh yes, oh he's done him too, towards the end of the round.
Now we come to Edwin Valero, a fighter from Venezuela whose ending came in a very violent way. Valero's record before his untimely death was 27 wins, with all of them coming by way of knockout. He is the first fighter who started his career with 18 first-round knockouts. He was able to win the super featherweight title in 2006 and was able to defend it 4 times. He also moved up and became the lightweight title and defended that belt 2 times. In 2010, his career and life came to an end when he admitted to killing his wife and later killed himself while in his jail cell. This is a fighter that could have been one of the greatest of all time.
Chin, Edwin chin is straight up in the air. And, let's see if he listens to his corner.
And right hand, short right hand, knocks Pitt a little right on his back, and he's in trouble.
Both legs are
He's in big trouble.
Now we have a Romanian fighter in Mihai Liu, who retired with a record of 28 wins with 10 knockouts. He fought from 1991 to 1997 and was able to win the welterweight championship in 1997. This is another boxer who won the title in his second to last fight, which means he defended the title once and then retired. Again, the knock against Liu is that he never fought any elite fighters, although this was due to the fact that he had to retire early due to an injury. Kim Jiwon from South Korea fought in the super bantamweight division and was able to become champion in 1985. His record consisted of 16 wins and 7 knockouts with 2 draws. He only fought for 4 years and retired because he wanted to become a singer and actor in the theater. During his reign as champion, he defended his title 4 times, 3 of them by knockout. He also beat 3 ex-champions during his title defenses. Jack McAuliffe retired from boxing with a record of 30 wins, 22 of them coming by way of knockout. But he did have an unusually high number of draws with 5. He was the first official lightweight champion of the world and the first fighter to retire undefeated. He defended his title 9 times during his reign and fought between 1885 and 1897, which means he fought any time when there were countless rounds. One of his fights went for a total of 64 rounds. Can you imagine that? Harry Simon was born in Namibia and became champion in the junior middleweight division in 1998 by defeating Winky Wright. He defended the title 4 times before vacating it, but was able to get it back in 2002. He ended his career with 31 wins, with 22 coming by way of knockout. He was forced to step away from boxing various times due to a couple of car accidents, and even lost the belt after one of these accidents since he was too injured to fight.
Always dangerous when he's hurt. We'll be waiting for Simon to try and make a mistake and lunge in.
He's got him again. Body shot this time.
Now we come to the well-known Andre Ward from the United States, who was able to retire with a perfect record of 32 wins, with half of them being by knockout. He won the gold medal in the 2004 Olympics, became the super middleweight champion in 2009, and kept the title into 2015, when he moved up to light heavyweight and won several titles in this division as well. He made a total of 8 title defenses and was the lineal champion in both divisions.
Dawson's knee goes to the canvas, and he lands a left and a right there, and Molina shows the damage.
Sven Ottke was a German boxer who retired from boxing in 2004 with a record of 34 wins, but only had 6 knockouts. He became the super middleweight champion in 1998, which was pretty early in his career, and made an impressive 21 title defenses. He held the title for a total of 6 years and retired with 2 belts in this division. Joe Kawasaki is another Englishman who retired from boxing with a perfect record of 46 wins, with 32 coming by way of knockout. He got his first title by beating the great Chris Eubank in 1997 in the middleweight division. He holds the record for the longest reigning champion in the middleweight division and defended his title 21 times. He then moved up to light heavyweight and was able to win the title there as well, where he beat 2 of the greatest boxers of all time in Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones Jr. Pretty impressive resume.
Here's Mitchell. He can punch. Kawasaki's in big trouble, and he's not boxing. Mitchell, Mitchell goes down.
Rocky Marciano is one of the most well-known boxers to have retired with a perfect record. He won a total of 49 fights with 43 knockouts and fought between 1947 and 1955. He won the title late in his career and made 6 title defenses, but keep in mind that he retired at the age of 32. He could have had a dozen more fights if he would have kept going. Rocky was able to defeat the great Joe Louis in his career, and at one point he did contemplate a comeback, but it never happened.
Marciano, the aggressive, throws a hard right that lands high on the head. Less than a minute to go in round 1. Walcott back toward a neutral corner, puts a jab on the chin. Marciano throws a hard right to the chin, and Walcott is down on his back.
Now we come to the most famous recent boxer who retired with a perfect record, and that is Floyd Mayweather Jr. It almost seemed like his goal was to surpass Rocky Marciano, which he did by retiring with a record of 50 wins with 27 knockouts. In his career, he was champion in 5 weight divisions from super featherweight up to light middleweight, making a total of 19 defenses. He first retired at 49-0, but came back to fight Conor McGregor, where he got his 50th win, surpassing Rocky.
Stride for stride throughout their career.
Check left hook. A check left hook went right into it. He never saw it.
Every situation for Hatton.
Of course, there has to be a Mexican on this list, and that is Ricardo El Finito Lopez. He fought between 1985 to 2001 and retired with a record of 51 wins with 38 knockouts and 1 draw. He fought in the minimum weight division where he won the title in 1990 and defended it a total of 21 times before moving up to light flyweight and winning the title and made 2 title defenses. Lopez was also undefeated in his amateur career, which makes him the first fighter ever to retire with no losses in his entire life. He also holds the record, which he shares with Mayweather and Joe Louis, for 26 title fights without any losses.
It was ranked number 4 at the time.
He hasn't looked back.
What a great uppercut. The time has come here. What a great uppercut, Bobby.
You watch it again. He'll step in, watch the jab, he'll step in, slip it, and go right under it. Slip it, under, bang. It's almost like a blind shot because with your own jab out, you won't see that punch.
The fighter who had the most fights and retired a champion was Jimmy Berry, who fought back in the 1800s. Jimmy Berry was from the United States, and he ended his career with 60 wins with 40 knockouts and a total of 10 draws. 9 of his 10 draws came in his last 9 fights, but this could have been because one of his opponents unfortunately died after one of their fights. He fought 10 times after that incident and was only able to win once, with the others being draws as mentioned before. This incident affected him greatly. He fought in the bantamweight division. Most of these fighters were able to accomplish this in the last 30 years, which might say something about boxing, mostly being that fighters fight a lot less now, and that could make it a lot easier to achieve this goal. In the past, they used to fight past 12 rounds, and they fought more than 2 times a year, which is the average for today's top fighters. Thanks for watching. See you next time.